press, I bet you flop, you all theatric. I'm mostly savage, gambling, take advantage. I'm here to ball while you call off work. When that top jump back, what I call off vert. Before I hit my context, check my call off first. See if I can make a play to get it all off merge. Woo! Let an animal loose. My separation off finesse, I'm just preparing to shoot. Or I can put you on some skates, breaking ankles and news, saying this is what they pay me to do. I don't think you're trying to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want get rich. I don't think you want get rich.
From Brooklyn, New York, and the home of the Nets, we're broadcasting live from Barclays Center. Last game for the Nets, a loss to the Houston Rockets. It'll be the Nets off the tip. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Taj Gibson is out there with Batum. Then there's Kemba Walker. Then it's Lee, and it's Plumlee in at the 5. Here's Porzingis. Second chance shot. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Nets shooting their first free throw tonight. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
And Young, here we go. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Plumlee with the screen. Gibson with the screen on Young. From deep, Walker. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Over to the left wing. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
Number 12.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Plumlee against Lopez. Can't get it to go. Plumlee with some nice D. Great talking about Walker. You have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
And Brooklyn has possession. Philadelphia able to drain the three. Throws it up high. And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Passes it to Porzingis. And the basket good. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Outside, Walker. Gibson with the screen on Lopez. Young with the steal. Plumlee with the steal. And a wide open look for Walker. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Young. And Gibson sends it back. They retain possession. Defended by Gibson. Shot clock at 6. Lee passes to Walker. 76ers moving the ball around. And Lee with the basket on the assist from Gibson. Lee's got 6. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Porzingis passes to DeRozan. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside, Walker. Right side, Lee. The dish to Gibson. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Stolen by Walker. Here's Lee outside. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Tony Roden, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
Tony Roden.
Right side to Walker. To the right side. Gibson. And that one comes up a bit short.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Fires from the wing. And it's DeRozan missing.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor, poor choice there.
Now here's Lee. He has 6. 4 on the clock. Jumper off the screen. Gibson with another miss.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Here's Young. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. The Nets making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. The 76ers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Now here's Roden. Following the miss by Taj Gibson. That puts them in the lead. DeRozan's got his second basket.
Obviously a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Outside, Walker. Now the pass to Batum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Batum's got 5 now.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be. And a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Hill comes in for Thaddeus Young. And then for Philadelphia, Zeller, he's checked in for Plumlee. Diaw comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's P.J. Tucker in for Nicholas Batum. Just thinking again about Kemba Walker's field goal percentage, Greg. You were talking about shot under 40%, Clark, from the floor last year.
Yeah, and I think so much of shooting percentage is a function of shot selection. That's 3 out of the last 4 seasons now under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
Now here's Roten after the miss from Tyler Zeller. On the wing, Johnson. And there's the feed to Hickson. Just 5 to shoot. Can't hit. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Lee outside. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. Here's Walker. He feeds it to Diaw. Misses the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Hickson sets the screen for DeRozan. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the 2. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
And stolen by Roten. And here we go. Roten heading to the hoop.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Now, here's Tucker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And the shot is good.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
Here's Roten. Zeller grabs the board.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. It feels like they've gotten every loose ball.
Walker with it. And Roten picks him up defensively. Shot clock at 6. And it's Walker penetrating. They now take the lead. Walker's got 8.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Now here's Zeller. This is to Diaw. Again, Philadelphia.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Now here's Roten, guarded by Walker. Roten dishes to Johnson. And J.J. Hickson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Taj Gibson's checked in for Philadelphia. Marshall comes in for Kemba Walker. Picked by Zeller. .146 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Roberson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly. But last season, they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some part, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Brooklyn. Gordon comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Boris Diaz checked in for Philadelphia. Kicks to Gordon. It's deflected. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Gordon. Johnson's got his first 2 points.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoffs. But you know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
High arcing shot. Roten, no good.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Here's Roberson. Diaw can't hit.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
Now, here is Young. Diaw missing his last shot. Fade away. Here's Hickson. Tries again. That's tipped. And Marshall kicks it to Tucker. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
What a pass by Marshall. That's outstanding teamwork.
Outside Gordon. And that concludes the first quarter of play. 76ers on top, up 7. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Tony Roten out there with Gordon. Then it's Young. Then it's Amir Johnson. And it's Hickson in the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets 5. Diaw, the screen. And Marshall kicks to Batum. At this time, his first miss in 3 attempts from the field. And DeRozan, here we go. And the call will go against Kendall Marshall. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Now, here's Diaw. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Porzingis can't hit.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Diao sets the pick for Marshall. Diao with the screen on Gordon. Top of the key, Diao. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Fellas, you look at Boris Diaw and say, my goodness, if he could just get in better shape. But he uses every bit of that significant backside of his to his advantage. Opponents can't get through him or around him, so he's making good use of the extra LBs.
Lee's checked in for Philadelphia. Getting back to Diao, he has a sneaky quick first step. You think he won't or can't blow by you, then suddenly, and you know this, Greg, you're stuck to his hip as he's taking it to the rack for a and one.
You know, he's a bit like Foreman, and I'm not talking about his body type.
Or the grill.
Yeah, you know, Diao plays with you a little bit, puts that body on you, lulls you to sleep, then wham, shows you up in the worst way.
It's the Nets now. Nets trail by 7. The drive by Lopez. Powered down with both hands.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Next foul call, number 12. That's his first personal foul.
Here's Marshall. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 5 on the clock. Over in the corner, Batum launches a 3. Net falls. Great assist by Marshall. 8 points for Nicholas Batum. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Lopez a screen. Gordon kicks to Lopez. No luck. And Philadelphia the other way now. Pass to Gibson. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Mike Miller's checked in for Young. The 76ers also with a sub. Kemba Walker's checked in for Kendall Marshall. Feeds to Batum. Another miss by Philadelphia. Nets trail by 8. Miller with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. Here's Porzingis. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Oh, without question. I mean, when he gets it in that tight and that close, that's easy. Real easy.
Back to Gordon. The 15-footer. The rebound by Gibson.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Walker the pass to Gibson. And a wide open look for Lee. Here's Plumlee. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And it's a 10-point Philadelphia lead. Mason Plumlee will really put it on you. Tough, hard-nosed player, has the size to bang and the athleticism, GA, to run the court.
And it's interesting, Kevin. His game translated better as a professional than maybe as a collegiate. I mean, he's a guy that's a lunch pail kind of player. Rolls up his sleeves, focuses in, and willing to do the dirty work.
Excellent point about the comparison college to pro. I think you're right on. The Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Johnson right side. And the powerful one-handed slam.
up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra force for that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
Gibson the screen. Misses off the left iron.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
The 76ers leading by 6. Walker with it. 8 points for him. Screen by Lee. Pass to Batum. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's DeRozan. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They've led by as much as 10. Outside, Walker. Up top, Plumlee. Shot clock at 5. Gibson dishes to Lee. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Lee's got 8 points. Nets trail by 8. On the wing, DeRozan. He kicks it to Lopez. Johnson the screen. The shot misses. Plumlee with some nice D. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the San Antonio Spurs. Out to Lee. The tray. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And Walker kicks to Gibson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, it's obvious the difference in this quarter has been their dominance on the offensive boards.
Yeah, plenty of second chance points. Also keeps the opponent out of transition, not resting on their lead, staying active.
Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Now here's Gibson. The jump hook. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Brooklyn timeout call.
Timeout called the Nets.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Some changes for Brooklyn. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Amir Johnson. Young is subbed in for Miller. Then for the 76ers, Zeller, he's checked in for Plumlee. P.J. Tucker comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Roberson in for Courtney Lee. Here's Porzingis from the left block. The 76ers leading by 10. Tucker with the ball, and Young picks him up defensively. No good from Gibson. To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I
Isn't
mean,
it?
we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Here's DeRozan. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Outside, Walker. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
They set the pick. Hicks in a screen. Young from outside. That is good. Young's got 5 now.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that. He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Here's Roten. Kemba Walker making his last shot. Now, here's Roten. He's guarded closely. Porzingis. And the layup is good. Porzingis has got his 3rd basket of the night.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now, here's Walker. 10 points for him. It's tipped. In transition, here come the Nets. Young's running. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Well, guys, what a nice surprise Tony Roten was last season, especially effective taking over at the point, Clark, with Michael Carter-Williams gone.
Yeah, Roten put up a career-high 5 assists per game and really worked hard at the defensive end as well. He's one of the few talents on the Sixers roster that hadn't been traded away.
Now Walker. Thaddeus Young missing on his 3.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Passes to Roberson. Outside Gibson. Outside Walker. He dishes it to Zeller. And stolen by Roten. Here's DeRozan. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a 1-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
You know, last season Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
Yeah, and Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
The Nets making a switch here. Bargnani's checked in. The 76ers leading by 3. Walker, the open look. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Philadelphia's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And he gets it to go. And the 76ers lead by 5.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
Roten kicks to DeRozan. A 3-pointer off the mark. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. 76ers lead by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Looking at the game for DeRozan, 15 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Batum, huddling out there with Taj Gibson. And there's Kemba Walker, and it's Lee in at the 2 spot. Philadelphia shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
The 76ers leading by 4. And it's Walker penetrating. There's the dish to Plumlee. Lee kicks to Walker. Right side, Batum. Clock at 4. Shoots from 12. Bank shot, no good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. And the basket by Gordon. Philadelphia has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on threes. Now here's Walker. 12 points for him. And Gordon over to help. Here's Batum. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. And there's the foul. Goes on Taj Gibson. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
76ers on defense. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Porzingis. He nails it, and we're tied up. Porzingis has got 8. One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this. Only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case. And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
The pass to Gibson. And Batum kicks to Gibson. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Walker the pass to Gibson. 5 on the clock. Fires from the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 6 assists in the game. Now here's Roten, guarded by Walker. Roten dishes to Lopez. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Brook Lopez, guys, started the season as the starting center for the Nets last year, but it didn't end up that way.
2 shots.
Lopez ended up coming off the bench for the Nets for a stretch last season. There was a lot of debate, Clark, if that was the right role for him.
Kevin, clearly there were differing opinions because as soon as it happened, every GM called Brooklyn up to see if Lopez was available.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Boris Diaz checked in for Gibson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Marshall in for Kemba Walker. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Hill, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And good on the basket. Book it. Lee's got 10.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Al Roden, he's got 6. Here's Lopez, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Lee left side. And here is Marshall. To the middle. Tipped away. It's stolen by Hill. And it's Gordon missing. Philadelphia's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Diaw sets the pick for Marshall. The feed to Diaw. His three-pointers off the mark. Brooklyn trailing. Hill has the open look. Drains the 19-footer. Hill's got his first points of the game. The 76ers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. And Tucker kicks to Plumlee. He feeds it to Marshall. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Plumlee. Can't get it to go. Good D by Lopez. Nets have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. For the lead. And it's good on the way in. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit. Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now, here's Roden. 6 points for him.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
And from a defensive standpoint, a good foul to save the dunk there.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Tyler Zeller comes in for Plumlee, and it's Andre Robertson in for Courtney Lee.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
Diaw with a wide open look. On the money from 12 feet away. Diaw's got 10.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
The 76ers trail. Now, here's Marshall. Not a lot of room. Diaw, the pass to Tucker. To the paint. It's tipped. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Just 4 to shoot. And here's Marshall from the arc. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backcourt.
Here's Marshall after Eric Gordon's bucket. Now, here's Diaw. 10 points for him. Now, here's Tucker. He's guarded by Hill. Diao can't hit. Brooklyn leading by 3. Roden kicks to Hill. It's deflected. Stolen by Tucker. Takes the 13-footer. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. You have to love the newest stadium in the NBA here at Barclays. Very state-of-the-art, outstanding facility.
Yeah, the Nets have a nice home here. I bet they wish they were stronger here at home. Finished under 500 last season with a record of 19-22.
Now, here's Tucker. Back to Zeller. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Lopez a screen. Shot off the pick. Not enough on that one as it misses.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
And Tucker kicks to Zeller. Marshall dishes to Zeller. Shot to stop the drought. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
J.J. Hickson needs checked in for Lopez. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Batum's checked in. Here's DeRozan. Got a hand on it. And they're able to recover. No good on the 3. Philadelphia's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. The scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years.
For the tie, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Johnson comes in for Porzingis. And it's Young in for Solomon Hill. Philadelphia also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Diao. And it's Kemba Walker in for Kendall Marshall. Philadelphia's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Gibson against Johnson. Right side Gibson for the lead. Brooklyn with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. The 76ers shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Now, here's Walker. He's got 12. Back to Gibson. Down low. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
There's 31 seconds left in the third. Dishes it to DeRozan. Kicks it to Johnson. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And it's Walker penetrating. Got it up. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Terrific shot there.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. 76ers ahead. They lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. We've got Johnson. He's out there with Hickson. DeRozan out there with Young. So that's the Nets 5. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
DeRozan. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
And Walker kicks to Gibson. Plumlee with the screen. Over in the corner, Lee. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gibson. The shot is off. Good defensive work there by Young. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. And Johnson with the stuff.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
No, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Check out the game for Gibson. He has 8 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season. After all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around, they settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense has its fits and starts, but defensively they found some traction.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
That's good.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
Plumlee sets the pick for Walker. Pulls up. And that one goes long.
And, you know, guys, the Sixers did force a lot of turnovers, but they also gave the ball away the most in the NBA, so kind of negated the turnovers they forced. They can be as defensive as they want, but they've got to get better at taking care of the ball if they're going to improve.
Releases from 15. The shot no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Plumlee with the screen. And it's Walker penetrating. Courtney Lee is on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Lee's got 4 points this quarter.
And how does he get that one to go? No idea.
I don't have an idea either. A little heat check there, but yep, he's still cooking, and Greg, he's cooking with gas.
The tray, and it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Gibson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Stolen away. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Out to the wing. Hickson passes to DeRozan. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. He used that pick to perfection. Young's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Kicks in a screen. Pass to Johnson. Feeds to Young. Plenty of space. And right through it goes. And now a 9-point Brooklyn lead.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Plumlee dishes to Gibson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
The Nets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Mike Miller's checked in for Young. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Eric Gordon. Boris Diaz checked in for Philadelphia. Well, as you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Clark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to 99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
They grabbed their own miss. Back to Walker. An open look for Lee. Misses the jumper.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making. I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
Plumlee. Hickson grabs the board.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. Back-to-back threes for him. Defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that three, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all along.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
You don't need much range to hit from that distance, Kevin.
Nets leading by 12. Hickson a screen. It's Crawford on the wing. Shot from 16. It's hauled in by Diaw. Diaw's got rebound number 5 here tonight. From deep, Walker. The rebound by the Nets.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's fallen here since. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Take a look at what Kemba Walker's done. He's got 16 points and 8 dimes. He's given them a lot with his passing and with his defensive work.
How about the activity of those hands here today?
After the Nets' big moves the past couple years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
And actually had the 5th youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so, though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
Roten with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Porzingis can't hit. The 76ers trail by 10. And it's Walker penetrating. A shot by Batum, no good.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Miller kicks to Roten. 18 feet out. And the jumper falls for him. Philadelphia has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Walker for the 3. And Eric Gordon pulls it down.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Roten, the pass to Porzingis. He kicks to Roten. There's a good screen. Miller outside. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Gibson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Goes back up. Miller with another miss.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over him.
To the paint. Lopez with the steal. Oh, and here we go now with Miller. Nobody back.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
That's one of those alley-oops upside your head right there.
And here's Walker outside. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. From past the arc. No good. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Walker dishes to Gibson. Back to Walker. Inside. Outside for Batum. 5 to shoot. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here.
Pass to Miller. Here's Porzingis. Good on the three-point shot. And the Nets lead by 17.
And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
If they haven't already done it. I mean, hey, it's been a tremendous all-around performance from this group. I don't think there's any question about that.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
You're right, Steve. This has got to feel good. I mean, they never counted themselves out when they were down earlier. And now, Clark, they not only muscled their way back into the game, but, wow, they're in a position, shockingly, to win it easily.
I think this epitomizes the will to win. You have to admire the perseverance of never doubting your teammates, your coaches. This team stayed together. I really like what I've seen here tonight. They definitely earned this.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Roten. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Passes it to Porzingis. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Here's Roberson. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team.